So back to the Health and Human Services Secretary appointment. That happened this morning when they named RFK, and that he was going to be he was Trump's pick. And immediately after naming that, like, none of these people have been, what do you call it, installed, voted on, whatever you want to say. Immediately after he was named, Big Pharma stock plummeted. Now, I get it. It's like the stock market's good when everybody is happy and everybody feels all warm and cozy and all of that kind of stuff, or they have, like, a president in office that everybody feels good about, or that isn't a warmonger or whatever. I know that sways that kind of thing. But when you look at, hey everybody, welcome back to the Homestead HQ, where we talk about homesteading and preparedness, and maybe tonight some other things that don't maybe fall into that category. This is Shelly.
Hey, I'm Jason, guys. It's good to have y'all back. Yeah, we're going to talk about homesteading, preparedness, and maybe some politics. Hell, who knows? But hey, we're glad to have y'all back. Sorry we missed Thursday. We've been swamped with stuff going on. We're going to make it up to you. This is going to come out Saturday morning if I don't fall asleep editing this thing. But guys, do us a favor. Sponsors of the show that help provide us being here twice a week with y'all, VacMaster. It's vacmasterfresh.com. Shelly, have you opened yours yet and gotten it out?
No.
Damn. Okay. She buys her VacMaster and it's sitting there brand
It's
new.
because I used yours for what we had to do with the sheep, but I haven't, like, we're getting ready to process Wilma, and that's when I'll be using it.
That's what I'm getting at. You've got a brand new one sitting there, but then you come and use mine. And it's like, let's tear Jason's up. Not that they'll tear up, but.
I didn't tear Jason's up. I didn't do anything to it.
No.
I actually shrink wrapped all of his stuff.
That's because I was helping weigh all of it, and the math wasn't mathing. So it's a good thing Mary Beth is a respiratory therapist and not a math teacher, I think.
Don't be knocking Mary Beth. Don't be doing that. Girl, I got you. Don't be saying that.
No. But yeah, back to VacMaster. It's vacmasterfresh.com. Use the coupon code Homestead. That'll save you 15% off your order, whatever you're ordering. If you're ordering a chamber sealer, knives, bags, gloves, whatever, you'll save 15% off your whole order.
And if they've got a special going on, that discount will stack on top of that, and it's pretty stinking awesome.
Yeah, and go check out their website. They're running deals all the time. I do not have the latest one in front of me. I would say they'll probably run a Thanksgiving. I bet they're going to run a Black Friday sale. So
let me look it up, see if I can find something out for you.
All right, while you're looking at that, also Signature Solar. Go check those guys out at signaturesolar.com. Use the code Homestead. That'll save you some money on your order. I'm actually debating on buying another solar generator, a smaller solar generator, and we'll get in, the homestead happenings and stuff like that. I'll get in on that. But yeah, go check out signaturesolar.com. Use the code Homestead. That'll save you some money on your order. What do they have? What does VacMaster have?
Right now, VacMaster, it says you get a free stainless steel table with the purchase of select countertop machines. Plus, if you're new to VacMaster Fresh, you sign up for their newsletter and you can get 10% off your first order. So if you use that with the Homestead coupon code, that's 25% off.
Yeah. And
that's a pretty good deal.
A stainless steel table. I mean, the stainless steel tables are nice. I actually put mine, because mine is so tall and big, I put mine on they call it a mixing stand. Mm-hmm. Like they'll use in restaurants that they put the big mixers on. I bought one of those because I wanted mine pretty well flush with the countertop, because it's so stinking tall. I didn't want to have to raise everything up and set it in there if I set it on the countertop. But
right.
The mixing stand works great. But yeah, I mean, go and check that out if you're getting a stinking free table. That's $200 or $300 right there.
Yeah, you can get a free table with the VP 210 and the VP 215.
Yeah.
Great deal.
Go check those guys out. Help support the show. We appreciate it a bunch, and y'all will save some money and it'll be helping us out too. Shelly, what you got going on?
Let me think.
Other than not opening your Backmaster.
Other than not opening, I will get it open this weekend because I'm actually going to rearrange my pantry, and I think I'm going to set it in there. It's going to go in my pantry. I thought about putting it out in my barn because that's where we butcher at, and Randy just doesn't want to put it out there because we still have rogue chickens running around. So, and I don't know how I feel about it being out there when it's cold and it's not closed up. But anyway,
it's too nice. It's too nice to sit out in the barn.
I know, but that's where we would use it. So, but I guess we're just gonna bring it back in the house. It's fine. But so I've just ordered. I still don't have my sheep out in my field. I have my perimeter fence up. Today I ordered some aluminum. Those not aluminum. I guess they are aluminum posts, and that you can move around in the ground pretty easily, and then some poly wire and one of those reels so I can section off our field and they're not just running around the whole field. Because I do want to rotate them, even though honestly I think I could let them run around the field. I only have 3 and I've got several acres out there, so I don't know that it would hurt it with just that many. But I also want to get them, because they've been so long not being on poly wire, I want to get them used to being on poly wire and just getting it back into that. And then I think this weekend we're also going to rebuild one of our chicken coops. So Randy's off all weekend, and it looks like we've just had weekends of festival and butchering and all of that stuff going on, and he works every other weekend, so we're going to catch up on some homestead stuff and get some of that done hopefully before Thanksgiving. So that's our plan.
Wow. Yeah, make sure you got a good hot charger on that, and they'll respect. I mean, when they were here, they respected the poly wire, and I mean, as long as there was a good hot zap on it, they stayed behind it.
Well, I
But
think I'm going to do like 3 strands.
you could
I
get by.
think I'm
You could get by with 2 if you really needed to.
really, you think?
Yeah. So
Then I may just do 2. I don't know, but
yeah, do 2 and get it good and hot, and you'll be fine. But the only bad thing about letting them have that whole field is there'll be like a bunch of kids out there, and they're only gonna eat. Like if you take a kid to a buffet, he's
oh, I
only
know. They're
yeah
only
he's
going to
only
eat the dessert.
yeah
Yeah.
they only eat the dessert, and then they're gonna leave all the other stuff there, and then pretty soon you won't have any dessert on there.
Yeah.
But I I've not been doing anything. I mean, I got the shop cleaned up. I'm looking out in the shop. I got the shop cleaned up from last Saturday. We've been on a job putting French doors in, 3 sets of French doors, and fixing the rot and everything else. So that's kind of taking a bunch of time. Uh, that tomorrow we've got some stuff to do. We got the chili supper for Lincoln's school. We got to go to that and everything. So there's probably not going to get a lot done tomorrow. But my big thing is I bought a Starlink, and you've got a Starlink too. And I am super excited about getting this Starlink out and playing with it. So be looking out. I'm going to do a video on unboxing the Starlink, setting it up, and then I've got another video planned. I plan with this Starlink to take it, if I do any more deployments with Grindstone, I want to take my Starlink to where I'll have internet if you're out, no cell service, no internet, stuff like that. But I want a case for mine. We both bought the Starlink standards. I didn't want to spend the extra money for a mini. I was like, it would be cool to have, but I was like, for the price difference, they're almost twice as much. I was like, I could put up with a little bit bigger unit than for the standard as opposed to the mini.
It seems weird to me that the mini costs more. I don't understand that, but
well, it's got the router built into it and doesn't have a separate router. I mean, I don't know, but we've got the standards, and then I started looking because I've got the Apache box, the Apache knockoff Pelican boxes from Harbor Freight. I was like, I'm just going to go buy one of those to put it in. And of course, their biggest one will not fit it. So I'm like, crap. So then I started looking at Pelican cases. Oh my God. I knew Pelican cases were expensive, but it's going to cost like $370 for a darn Pelican case for this thing to fit in. And I'm like, heck, I said, we only paid $350 for the darn Starlink. So you're spending more money on the case than the Starlink. I'm like, and honestly, I kind of thought to myself today, I was like, I'll just buy another freaking Starlink as a backup and just keep it in a cardboard box. But then I was like, no, I'll just buy the Pelican case. But I did. I texted my buddy that does Army
Why not just put the Starlink in your backpack like you would a laptop?
Because then it's big. It's like 24 by 16.
I'm pretty sure that they probably make backpacks that would fit into.
Yeah, but then you can't just like throw it in the back seat of your truck. You got to be careful with it.
Why would you throw it in the back seat of your truck anyway? Even if it was in a Pelican case, I would not throw it around.
Well, that's what the Pelican case is for, so you can throw it around.
I really think that you, like, I don't know.
But okay, well, look at this. If everything goes right, and this is all hypothetical and sarcastic, but if everything goes right, I can buy the Pelican case for like $370, spend a few hours cutting the foam, making it all nice and cool, and do an awesome YouTube video on it and make like $5 million on the YouTube video.
Yeah, you work on that.
So
I hope that works out for you, dude.
I mean, it might work. You never know. I mean, hell, people have made a lot.
It might.
People have made all kinds of money off doing stupid videos. This is an educational video that I'll be doing.
You could put that video on there as that, what is it, ASMR, you cutting slowly through the plastic.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then, well, the thumbnail will be that picture. Everybody's making memes now of Elon Musk where he's standing there with no shirt on and like his swim trunks and like drawing how he's funky shaped or something. So I'll just put Elon in his bathing suit and draw some stuff on his chest and be like, that's the thumbnail, and everybody will click on it.
Good Lord.
That's the strategy. This is shit I think about while I'm working.
Shit is right.
When I don't have my... Mike Shepard's been helping me all week. So Mike has been with me all week. Love Mike.
Shout out to Mike.
Yeah, but I don't get to listen and catch up on stuff because I don't want to have my earbuds in while Mike's working with me because it's rude. So I've not been caught up. And then, of course, at night, the videos I've been watching, I've been trying to figure out digital HF, JS8 call, which that probably it went right over your head, Shelly.
I don't even care.
Yeah, JS8 call and the digital modes for HF, ham radio. So I've been watching videos on it, and then, of course, I'll bounce over and look at Starlink stuff. So that's been consuming my nights.
And then he messages me and says, what are we going to talk about on the podcast? And I'm like, I want to do some political news stuff. And he's like, I've not been listening to anything.
Yeah. I'm like, you're going to have to take the lead on this one because I haven't really watched anything. So I have been watching some TikToks, but then it gets into weird shit, and then I just have to shut it down.
I don't watch TikTok.
Every
once in a while, somebody will send me, some girls at work will send me stuff, and they're like, did you see that TikTok I sent you? And then I'll get on there to watch what they sent me, and then I get sucked into it for like, I don't know, 15 minutes or something, and I'm like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
After I see like a few of the stupid, I don't need this.
Oh yeah, but now TikTok has been taken over by Yellowstone because the new season of Yellowstone started. So now everybody's making TikToks of Yellowstone and putting little scenes and stuff, and I'm like, all right, whatever. So
hey, one other thing that I did this week, Leslie, our herbal chick that is from the School of Earth and Awe, she had an herbal skincare class that she did last night. It was a Zoom class. Oh my gosh, it was so interesting. And she talked about all of these, instead of putting, using stuff with chemicals and all that kind of stuff, making your own stuff and how to do that. And so she kind of went over again how to do like herbal infusions and what teas and using apple cider vinegar and all that kind of stuff. It was a really good class. There's quite a few people in there, and she's going to start doing these online classes. And you should go check out her website. Is School of Earth and Awe. So that's AWE awe.com. Go check that out, and you'll be able to see when she's doing those classes and get some pointers on how to do that herbal apothecary and all of that kind of stuff. Go check it out.
All right. What do you got for news, Shelley?
Okay, I found this really alarming story, and
who found this story? I found the story, and I gave it to you.
Do you want me to tell the alarming story, or you just want to be a jackhole?
Either one is fine. I can go both ways on that.
Anyway, came across this alarming story. Apparently, RFK. So RFK has been named as the HHS director for Trump, right? The Health and Human Services director. Yeah. So since being named HHS director, it says RFK Jr. jumped in a dark alley by Count Chocula, Chester Cheetah, and the Kool-Aid Man. Y'all, what the hell? What is happening in the world right now? For real. I mean, listen to this. It's horrible. Kennedy told police they came out of nowhere. I was just walking along when suddenly someone shouted, "Oh yeah," as he jumped out of the shadows. The next thing I knew, these three goons were pounding on me. Thankfully, I managed to fight them off and run away. I think one of them was dressed like Dracula, but he vaguely smelled like chocolate. And then it says the cartoon characters remain defiant when appearing in court. "Don't you know I'm part of a complete breakfast?" Count Chocula shouted at his arraignment. "We're not going to just stand here and watch America get healthy. Kennedy can take his kale and shove it." And then, not only that, at publishing time, authorities had also arrested the Keebler elves after finding them lying in wait for Kennedy in his guest suite at Mar-a-Lago. They need to up the damn, what is that? The guys. What is that?
Service.
Yeah, the Secret Service. They need to up the Secret Service. He's our president elect. Come on now. We can't be having elves hanging out at Mar-a-Lago thinking they're going to kill RFK.
That is, of course, satire. We found that on Babylon Bee. And I saw that, and I was reading it to Shelley, and it's all I could do not to just die laughing while I was reading it. I'm laughing, and I'm like, "You got to look at this." But that's some lighthearted stuff. But honestly, everything that Babylon Bee puts out, of course, it's all satire, but there's some truth to everything they put out.
I know.
It's
not that there's truth to this, but there may be like some big pharma guys laying in wait to get this guy for real.
Oh yeah, I mean there'll be the cholesterol people and the vaccine people and everybody else will be.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who don't like him.
Yeah, but Shelley, that'll lead us into the main topic. What did you want to talk about tonight? Since I've not kept up too much. I've caught what I've caught on TikTok is a bunch of this stuff. And honestly, I trust TikTok more than I trust mainstream media.
Right. So this probably isn't going to go very long tonight. And I'm not really, I think y'all have figured out that Jason and I are both conservative. And I'm not really the one to get into political arguments with people. I vote the way that I want to vote because I can, and I live in America, and that's just how it is, right? But some of the things that I've been noticing, it just seem odd to me because, so this last week we had Trump went to the White House to visit Biden. Biden invited him to the White House.
And he didn't poop his pants either.
Right. I will say that Melania didn't go, which, kudos to her. she's been badmouthed by all these people. I wouldn't go either. I'd be like, whatever. I don't need that in my life. But he goes and and Biden says it's supposed to be, because he wants a peaceful transition of power. Now I'm gonna tell you what is some things that I find funny about all of this. When Jill and Joe went to go vote, Jill wore that big old red dress. It was probably the nicest dress that I had seen her in, like the whole 4 years they've been in office. Because whatever her taste is, it's not really my taste. Um, but she wore that red dress, and if that doesn't scream a message, I don't know what does. And I almost wonder if Trump wasn't sitting there when the cameras were off and him going, y'all voted for me. Like, I don't know, but it all seems suspicious. So, anyways, he goes to the White House for this peaceful transition of power talk, which, that's all fine and dandy. But, afterwards, the press secretary, KJP, was having a press conference, and I think it might have been the next day. One of the reporters asked her if Trump received an apology, at which she got very offended about. And, she was like, I'm really tired of you. I'm paraphrasing for real. She's kind of like, I'm really tired of you all asking me these questions because, I guess they had asked her similar questions and she was just getting aggravated. But, she wanted to know what he needed an apology for. And the guy was like, well, because Biden said that Trump was the biggest threat to democracy. And now he's inviting him over for lunch. And everything's all cool, right? I mean, all of the vicious stuff that they said about the man. And now everybody's kind of like, oh, okay. Well, this is how it is now. So how do you go from being like the biggest threat to democracy to everything's great and he's going to be our next president?
Well, you see it every time with the Republicans or the Democrats. When they're having the primaries, Joe Biden's going against Kamala and they're saying, Kamala's the worst thing ever. And it's just like, you suck, you suck, you suck. But as soon as one of them wins, they turn around. They're like, oh, you're great. You're great.
Right.
You need to stand behind this person. After 10 minutes ago, you're saying they're the biggest loser in the world.
Right.
It's like, how retarded are y'all?
But if I remember straight, Biden even said when he selected her that he was going to select a black woman to be his VP.
And
so
not,
it was
not
more
black though.
Well, I mean, she's part black.
She's Indian.
Indian and African American. But it's more it's not even about that. It's not he didn't say I'm selecting her because she's the most qualified. He was checking boxes.
Yeah.
I mean, how is that not insulting?
Yeah.
But some of the other things that I've noticed going on this week, AOC, that I forgot her first name, Ocasio-Cortez.
Stupid.
What is her first name?
I don't know. I don't put much.
Alicia or something like that. I don't know. AOC. She started taking her pronouns off of her social media. Like, I thought that was a thing that everybody had to do now. And so that's not a thing anymore, which trust me, I'm all about it not being a thing. Even, when I get where I work, when I'll have vendors that, like send me stuff wanting me to test their platforms or products or stuff like that. And when I get those and they have those pronoun things on there, I don't know. I just got to kind of roll my eyes, and I don't know. I may get some blowback about that, but that's something that kind of stuff. Like, I believe that everybody should be treated good. Nobody needs to be treated badly, but who people are messing around with, like who you want to date, who you want to marry, who you want to go to bed with, all of that, that's not my business. I don't care.
Exactly.
I don't want to hear about it, and I don't want to know what you do in your spare time. And you trying to force that stuff in my face is going to just make me not like you. Is pretty much what that boils down to.
That means you're libertarian.
I am libertarian.
Yeah.
I own that.
Now I do have
But
to say, AOC. When somebody mentions her name, the only thing I can think of is she looks like the donkey from Shrek.
that's mean.
That's true.
Alexandria. Her name is Alexandria.
Yeah.
That's not nice, Jason.
She's got teeth that can eat grass through a high tensile fence.
Ah. It seems like now all of the libs that you see on social media and TV and YouTube and all that kind of stuff, that the ones that I'm not going to say all the libs, I'm saying like extreme. It's almost like some of them are now having an epiphany that, like, oh my God, we have like millions of people in this country that don't like that their groceries are super expensive, and the police can't do their job, and we've got the border issues and all that kind of stuff, and they're like, those people are really out there. And I'm like, hell yeah, we're out here. Yeah. And we stood up and voiced our opinion, and now you got a big wet red wave. Now I'm also going to say, I don't know that having a big red wave is a good idea either. I mean, there seriously needs to be a balance, and of course, I believe that the things that I like to have in our country, that's what's important to me. But I also know there's people with differing opinions than mine. And I'm cool with sitting down with them and having conversations and all that kind of stuff. But it's kind of shocked me that I thought there would be more crazy. Now you do have the what is that, I don't know, the two letters, I can't think of what it is. 4B movement, is that what it's called? The 4B movement, where all the women are like, I'm not going to have sex anymore, and I'm going to shave my head, and I'm going to wear a blue bracelet and all that kind of stuff. And more power to you, sister. I don't know what you got going on, but that's a bit out there. But other than that, there's not the degree of crazy that I thought we would have.
I think the degree of crazy is there, and it's just not reared its ugly head yet.
You may be right. Like, I wonder if it's. I've been hearing rumors that you should stay out of Washington, D.C. around inauguration time, because there's going to be some chaos happening there. Which there was chaos at his last time.
I wouldn't go with that cesspool anyway.
Right.
So, I mean, but it's going back to the last election. Everybody, all the people that were for Trump were hollering, "Oh, we need a recount. We need a recount. It was stolen. It was stolen." And all the liberals were going, "You're stupid. You're a conspiracy theorist. You're doing all this. We won. We won." Now the shoe's on the other foot, and they're saying, "We need a recount. Where are all these votes? Where are all these votes? My vote didn't get counted, and this and that." And now there's all this stuff going all over TikTok that it's like, well, Kamala Harris is taking up money for a recount, and they're doing recounts and all this stuff. So apparently, I don't know if it's true or not, but apparently
the election's already been called.
But it's not certified yet. It'll be certified on January 6th is when it'll be certified.
Right.
And then inauguration day is the 20th. So I don't know if they're doing a recount or not. So, but it's funny. It's funny how they don't want to recount for a Republican, but I mean, by George, when they lose, the liberals want to recount it. We've got to have a recount. Where all these votes go? So,
well, I don't see that. That's. I mean, they may say that, but he won. The Electoral College. He won the popular vote. There's no denying that he won. I mean, they may do a recount. I get it, but I don't know. I just don't think anything's going to come out of it. I mean, now all of the talking heads on TV and the news and all that stuff are going crazy over his cabinet picks. They're
Yeah.
just like heads are exploding over that. And I mean, they're gonna bash whoever he wants to put in there anyway. It
Oh
doesn't it
yeah.
doesn't matter. It's they're gonna lose their minds over it anyway. But um, I mean, some of his picks are pretty outstanding, and being you know a proponent of small government, I don't know if Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are going to be able to accomplish what they've been tasked with accomplishing, but if they can do even half of what they're going to try to accomplish, that'll be a good thing.
Oh yeah.
Because if any time that you can trim the fat to help, the American population, that's a good thing.
Oh yeah. I mean, of course, every politician and every person that says stuff, we're going to go in here and we're going to slash this and slash that. They, hell, half the time all they do is trim their toenails instead of slashing.
Yeah.
They're like, we're going to slash their arms off and this and that and cut it in half. And it's like, dude, you cut their pinky toenails, all you did, and then you call it a victory. I personally don't think that they're going to be able to slash this much stuff. I think when Trump gets in, even if we've got the Senate, the House, everything, everybody's going to be fighting him tooth and nail to get stuff done. So just like it was but when he was in before. So I just don't think when they say they're going to slash the federal government at whatever percent they're going to, I doubt if they get a tenth of that done. But that's just me being jaded on the whole thing. I'm all for slashing the government. I think the smaller the government, the better it is. And
Right. I believe that too.
I'm the huge fan of going back to the Constitution, and it's the states have the rights, not the federal government.
Yeah, the federal government's supposed to be small, and they do the military and pretty much it. And
Yeah,
I mean, they're there for protection pretty much. And
yeah,
that's the way it should be. The states should be able to do what they want to do.
yeah. And I think it was Ronald Reagan that said the government, if you can find it in the phone book, the government doesn't need to do it.
Right.
So, which I've said that many times before. I mean, I don't know how many times I regurgitated that, but yeah, I'm all for small government. Let the people decide. And it's if you don't like what's going on in your state, if you live in Illinois and you don't like their gun laws, move to Indiana, move to Kentucky. That's the way it
Right.
ought to be. Let
Right.
them have a bastion of liberalism in that state. And if you don't like the policies there, move. If you don't like the income tax that Kentucky has, move to Tennessee and don't pay the income tax, but then pay 9.25% on your food. So
Right.
realistically, all that stuff evens out, unless you live right on the state line and you jump back and forth.
But
So
if he can, if he can cut some government spending, and he can put term limits on politicians, if he gets those two things and cleans up the border, those three things, if he can do that while he's in office, that will have accomplished something in my book.
oh yeah, for sure. Go over some of his nominees. You got a list of who's been nominated or putting him?
Are you talking about for his cabinet?
Yeah.
So his White House chief of staff is Susie Wiles, which is the lady who ran his campaign.
She
And this
she
is
she looks like she would just fold you up and put you in a ball and just
yeah,
chuck you
she looks
somewhere.
like she could take care of some stuff.
Oh yeah.
And this is from the guy that apparently hates women, but okay. And then Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Attorney General Matt Gaetz, and there's a lot of stuff, a lot of chaos about him. You probably should go read about that. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of there's some of the things that I'm hearing. I'm just like, I don't know if I want him in there.
Isn't
Not to
he?
mention the fact that he's kind of freaky looking with the eyebrows and stuff. I don't know.
Was that the Fox guy?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
that is Pete Hegseth.
Oh, okay.
So Matt Gaetz was a congressman, I think,
Oh, okay.
for Florida. One of the representatives from Florida, I believe. His deputy attorney general is Todd Blanche. I don't know that one. The Health and Human Services secretary is Robert Kennedy Jr. UN Ambassador Elise Stefanik. The border czar Tom Homan. Have you been seeing about him?
Yes.
He I don't know. He seems a little scary. I mean,
He he
maybe
remind
scary is what you need to get the job done, but he knows the job. I mean, he works it. So that's I hope he can do something.
that guy reminds me of one of these union mob boss thugs. Is what he
Yeah,
reminds me of. Like
you and me both.
we're gonna take you out back and hit you in the knees in your kneecaps with a ball peen hammer, which
Defense
that might need to be
Secretary,
done.
right? Right? Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, that's the Fox News, Fox and Friends weekend guy.
He
But
seems pretty. He seems pretty good, but
he's
they,
got
they
2 Bronze Stars. He was in the military. Um, all of the things he even graduated from Harvard and what's the other one? Not Yale, but the other one, Princeton. He graduated from Harvard and Princeton, and he's qualified to do the job. And they're
yeah
trying to say that, oh, well, he picked some news reporter from Fox and Friends on the weekend and he's not qualified for anything. And I mean, that's what he was military.
yeah oh yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just waiting to get the phone call. I'm appointed to something.
Yeah. Let's see who else you might know. Secretary of Homeland Security is Kristi Noem. I like her.
Yeah.
Even though people get all bent out of shape because she talks about like killing animals on her place out west, which we're homesteaders, so
Yeah.
whatever. But people get all bent out of shape about that. The director of national intelligence is Tulsi Gabbard. The U.S. ambassador to Israel is Mike Huckabee, and I like him. I'm
Yeah.
glad that he got that, or he's going to get that, I guess. The Department of Government Efficiency is Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. That's really the only names that I recognize.
There, of course, Brandon Herrera is a big gun guy and a big gun tuber and everything. He's wanting to be head of the ATF, and of course, like everybody says, Brandon Herrera's like, well, I'll come in and dismantle the ATF and fire all these people and take this. We're going to do the NFA, essentially the Class 3 weapons, and we're going to undo all this stuff where you can buy whatever. And I'm all for that. If you got the money to buy a full auto machine gun, buy a full auto machine gun. If you've got the capital to buy an F-16, I think you should have an F-16 sitting in your front yard and fly it around. If you got the money for a Black Hawk, buy a Black Hawk and put it in your shop. I don't care. But he's like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and then I'm just going to abolish the ATF.
Let me
That's
ask you
just
this.
BS.
Let me ask you this. What is the difference between people doing that and Elon Musk building rockets to go into outer space?
It's the government contract is what it is.
His isn't a government contract.
Yeah, he's
His
doing
is
some
a
stuff.
private company.
There's some stuff with the government too that he's doing. He's got some government contracts with it. But if you got enough money, you can do whatever.
Right. You can do whatever you want.
I mean, if you've got enough money and know enough people, you can buy a Black Hawk. I mean, you can have whatever you want to if you got enough money, or a warlord friend in Africa. I mean, just saying. And
so back to the Health and Human Services Secretary appointment that happened this morning when they named RFK, and that he was going to be he was Trump's pick. And immediately after naming that, like none of these people have been, what do you call it, installed, voted on, whatever you want to say. Immediately after he was named, Big Pharma stock plummeted. Now, I get it. It's like the stock market's good when everybody is happy and everybody feels all warm and cozy and all of that kind of stuff, or they have like a president in office that everybody feels good about, or that isn't a warmonger or whatever. I know that sways that kind of thing. But when you look at the whole big picture of this, Like it is all so fake.
Yeah.
It's all look, does it all matter? And I'm not saying yes it matters who's in office, all of that kind of stuff. I'm not saying that. If I didn't think it mattered, I wouldn't go vote, and I go and vote. But in the whole big picture of your life, all of you people out there who are like, well, Trump's in office, so I don't have anything to worry about. First of all, he ain't in office yet. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything to worry about between now and January 20th or whatever day the inauguration's on, but he ain't in office yet. And at the very least, it might be a respite for you to reinforce your food supply and get bills paid off and get your debt paid down, pay your house off, get some reinforcements in, or, a little bit more prepping or whatever you want to call it.
Or a Black
Learn
Hawk.
some new skills, you know? What'd you say?
A Black Hawk.
A Black Hawk. Get a Black Hawk or a tank. I think a tank would be better.
It just
But
depends.
I mean, but seriously, all of the stuff that's going on in Washington D.C., it doesn't matter who's in office. We still need to do. We still are on this journey of being self-sufficient or self-reliant. We still have to do the things that we need to do to protect our family, to make sure that, they're provided for, that they have food to eat and all of that, because even if Trump gets into office, or, when he becomes president again and all of that stuff happens, what you don't know when the next Helene's going to come through. You don't know when the next disaster is going to happen, and they seem to be happening. Like, I don't remember this stuff happening when I was a kid. I mean, I know that there was hurricanes and all that stuff, but when I was a kid, the biggest thing you had to worry about in Indiana was tornadoes. But even then, it wasn't, there was like a tornado season that was a
Yeah.
couple months in the spring, and that was it. We
It's
still have to be prepared, right?
It's climate change because all the cows farting is what it is.
It's the cows farting. That's absolutely what it is.
Yeah. It's climate change. That's what they're going to blame it on.
That's why we should eat all the beef.
Yeah. And the lambs.
And the lambs.
Yeah.
And the chickens. And the pigs.
And the horses.
I don't know about eating a horse.
I'd eat a horse in a heartbeat.
Why? Why would you do that?
It's all red in the middle.
No.
Hey, but one thing we did not touch on that I want to see wholeheartedly is Alex Jones as a press secretary. I want Alex Jones to be the press secretary.
I believe one of Trump's one of the women that are on his legal team, I think she's going to be the press secretary, and I can't think it. Let me see if it's listed on here. I saw that somewhere else, but then I wasn't sure if it was an official announcement.
I'm pulling Alex Jones all the way.
Oh, press secretary Caroline Leavitt.
She's no good. Alex Jones.
I don't know. She's really beautiful.
Yeah, but she can't hold a candle to Alex Jones on doing the job.
Don't you think he'd be like really screamy?
Yes, that's what we need. He'd get up there and start talking about the frogs turning gay. And he was right. You've got to give it to Alex Jones, though. Honestly, I listen to Alex Jones at least once a week, and people are like, he's a freaking nut job. But he says some crazy stuff, and it comes out later that it's real. And people might think I'm a nut job because I listen to Alex Jones, but at least once a week I listen to Alex Jones.
I can honestly say I've never listened to Alex Jones.
You're not living your best life, by the way.
I'm sorry. I've seen him on shows and stuff, and I don't know. There's something about his voice that just, I'm kind of like, I can't listen to you.
You need to.
I don't know what it is. He just seems too extreme for me.
I'll tell you, a lot of times, excuse me, I will listen to Alex Jones, one of his replays on Saturday when I'm mowing the yard. And by the time I'm done mowing the yard, I've listened to like a 2-hour thing of Alex Jones. I am so freaking fired up, and I'm like, I need to do this, I need to do that. And it's like, I need more rice and beans, I need more guns, I need more this and that. And I come in like covered in sweat and grass, and I'm just like, we got to do this. And she's like, what? I'm like, never mind. So.
Thank God somebody can shut you down.
Yes. So just watch Alex Jones on Saturday morning while you're mowing your yard. But,
oh my God.
But go to the shop and cool off for a few minutes afterwards. So, but yeah, there's some weird stuff going on. I personally don't think that we've heard the last of cackling Kamala. I think they're going to try to pull some kind of crap between now and January 6th. So
I think if they do anything, it'll have to do with, like what he went to court over, his convictions or whatever. It'll have something to do with that.
Yeah. But I don't know if they're going to try to pull a recount kind of deal or some kind of stuff. Who knows really what's going to happen? I mean, it's time. Double down on it. Keep your head on a swivel. I mean, they're
just being too calm, and it really makes you suspicious, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you should have your ducks in a row. I mean, my ducks are in a row, but there's always stuff that you can keep adding to. Just like I've added the Starlink to my prep inventory. Yeah, I might not ever use the thing, but if I've got it, I need it. So, and the cool thing is you can turn it on and off your service. So that's one reason I bought it. I didn't want to pay $165 a month every month for something I'm not going to use. So. But yeah, I mean, keep doubling down on it. That's about all I can beat this horse tonight, I think. You got anything else, Shelley?
I do. Not related to that though. Hold on a minute. Let me bring up this email that I got. So
you read your emails?
I do read my emails.
I don't.
What does that mean?
I'm just messing with you. The whole Google Drive thing.
Yeah, you're probably about to make Melanie lose her mind, but
I figured the workaround to it. I just gave her access to my Google Drive. So.
So that explains why all of the documents and stuff that I have in Google Drive that have to do with you have no clue about that because you don't go and look at any of it. Right?
Yes, I don't know how.
Okay. Anyways, just a reminder, if you came to our festival, if you're participating in the Great American Preparedness Tour knife thing to get a knife, what are those knives called? Mora knives. If you have all 3 of the poker chips from all 3 festivals, you can go to www.thepreparednesstour.com, and there's a link on there that you can fill out the form. You have to put your, name and address and all of that, and take a picture of you with all 3 of your poker chips, and you can get a knife sent to you. Hopefully, I think it'll happen before Christmas. According to the email that I got, it says let's see, there's only 30 knives that were made for the 2024 season, so you better do it as quick as you can. All info must be included along with the picture of the person and the 3 poker chips. No pictures of just the 3 chips will be accepted. So it's got to be you and the 3 poker chips. The deadline to turn this in is December 14th. It says that means that the knives may or may not arrive before Christmas, but don't worry, they're coming. I think that's it.
You probably, if it's 14th, you probably won't get them by Christmas.
I don't know. It doesn't take that long to get. I've shipped out soap and it's got to people by Christmas.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm scratching my foot in case somebody's wondering what I'm doing.
You're so weird.
Hey.
Okay. So yeah, if you have all 3 poker chips and you want to get your engraved Great American Preparedness Tour knife, go to www.thepreparednesstour.com and get that done.
All right.
That's all
That'll
I
work.
got.
All right, guys, we appreciate y'all being here. We will be back and try to get back on our normal schedule of Monday morning and Thursday morning. I can't
You know
guarantee it.
what? I think I might have something else.
What?
Seems to me that somebody made a comment on one of our videos that I thought would be. Hold on a minute. Let me look and see. Hmm.
Can I go back to talking about Alex Jones while you're looking?
Sure.
All right. Well, I don't really have I hadn't listened to Alex Jones today because Mike, well, I could have listened to Alex Jones today, but I forgot. I got to buy a new set of earbuds. My earbuds are cutting out. I only
Yeah,
get like,
mine have started doing weird stuff too. But mine are, I think Randy bought mine for me for Christmas back in like 2021 or something like that.
shoot, these that I've got now are an expensive pair and they're not even a year old. So the best ones ever are the over the ear headphones like this. I
Mm-hmm.
think 3M makes them maybe, and but those are the best ones. I've had those for years and they hadn't torn up yet. What comment are you trying to find?
I don't know. I thought it was something different. I do have one from some guy. His name's, or it's John Casey 1020. He's got a thing on here. It says it was the butchering skills video that we put out. Um, it says uh, whole rib, eye, or rack. Slice into small strips, season with what you like, dehydrate in oven to desired dryness, and enjoy your jerky.
Well, I hadn't made any jerky in a while. I
I
need to
hadn't
do
made any
that.
in a long time. I've got a dehydrator. I don't have to, I mean, but you can dry it in the oven. It works just as well.
Yeah.
But I haven't made jerky in a long time.
I might do that this weekend.
There you
So,
go.
all right, guys, I'm going to go eat dinner. And we appreciate y'all being here, and we will see y'all next week. Y'all have a good weekend. Bye.
See you later.